Good Monday morning. This week we find ourselves talking about a topic that honestly just really speaks to me and impacts me. And we find Jacob in his story where he has been sent off to find a wife. And we're in Genesis 28. And he's left Beersheba and he's gone to Haran. And he comes upon this place and it's nighttime and the sun's setting and he falls asleep. And a lot of us know this story as Jacob's ladder. But it said it like this in verse 12. And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth. And the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So basically, the Lord is coming to Jacob in this dream, and he's telling him the very same thing he's told his father and his grandfather. I've made a covenant with you. This is my covenant. But it's interesting that this time he comes in the form of a dream. Now, I believe it's very clear that God speaks in dreams. We're going to see it in the life of Jacob's son, Joseph. You see it with the prophets. You see it in the life of Joseph, who is the father of Jesus. 3 times God speaks to him in warnings, telling him where to go and where not to go to keep Jesus safe. I am a firm believer that God speaks to us in our dreams, and I believe Scripture tells that in Acts 2:17. It's actually quoting from the Old Testament, from Joel 2:28 and 29. Or it's actually quoting from that. It says, in those last days, I will pour out my spirit. Your old men will dream dreams and your young men will see visions. So God still pours out his spirit, and men dream dreams. And I don't think that's just men, but I think men and women dream dreams. I think we have God dreams. Now, are all dreams from God? No. Some are just your thoughts kind of processing themselves throughout the days. Some are things you ate, maybe. Mexican food, pizza. 2 of my favorite things. Some are just dreams. The way I have learned through the years to identify when God is speaking to me through a dream are, 1, it does not leave me. I cannot get it out of my mind. I wake up with it. I remember details. I remember specific. And I know I dream in color, because I know one dream over the last year and a half that the color was so specific in this dream of what God was speaking to me. And so it doesn't leave me. And number 2, it is very emotionally charged. Like, I'm either feeling great fear or great excitement, or my emotions are just really connected with it. Or when I wake up, there's something emotional attached to it. And so what I've learned to do through the years, because God has used this as a way to speak to me multiple times through the years, I have learned to write them down. And then I have learned to ask the Lord to give me the revelation of what he's speaking to me. Sometimes the revelation has come immediately, and sometimes it has come over time. And one time specifically, I remember it came through me sharing the dream with a friend, and her sharing some insight the Lord gave her that felt just so true and so congruent with the dream. And so sometimes I even ask the Lord to speak to me in my dreams, because I know he does. And I say, Lord, you know, I can get so caught up in life that I've made myself too busy to hear from you. If there's something you need to speak to me that I'm not hearing, I ask you to speak it to me while I'm sleeping. protect my mind from the enemy, but you have full access to every part of me while I rest. Friends, it's biblical. God can speak warnings. He can speak like he did to Jacob, reminding him of his destiny. Prophetically, God still speaks through dreams. Do not discount your dreams, especially when you can't get away from them, when there's deep emotion attached to them. Write them down and then pray over them. Remember, God says, if you ask, I'll answer. If you knock, I'll open the door. If you seek, you'll find. If my children ask for a stone, for bread, would I give them a stone? Your Father will answer your questions. And if he gives a dream, you can rest assured he will give you understanding. Do not discount your dreams. Pay attention. They're not all from God, but sometimes they are. And you do not want to miss them when they are.